Good morning. What is today? Tuesday? Is today Tuesday already? I think it's Tuesday. I'll sit here and wait for my friends to join me. It's time to go to the playground. Hi, Wendy. Thank you for joining me. Let's see if I can share out. If you want to share out, that'd be awesome. Good morning. Good morning. I see too. Thank you for popping in. How is everyone today? I can't find me. Hi, Eric Elliott. Hi, let's see, Wendy and Eric, and there's one more lurking there somewhere. I see you. I'm still trying to wake up. I've got tea somewhere, which will get me all choked up. How is everyone this morning? Thank you for sharing, Wendy. I still haven't, you're way ahead of me. I still haven't found me to share me, so I struggle with that every morning. My computer's still trying to catch up, and it's okay. It's just the norm. First 5 minutes. Hi, Melanie. Thank you for popping in. How are you guys? See, I always love that Wendy does that because then I can find me a little easier. So, and then it doesn't share right, which is okay. It's okay. I just can't do too many things at one time. There we are. Let's see if we can take it to my page real quick. How are you guys? Share somewhere. You know what? These old glasses are just gonna have to come on. I see Alyssa. I think that's who I see. Hello, Alyssa. I have a cat that's getting ready to come over here. She's been in a mood today. My gosh. Sometimes I give up. I'm not gonna share it right now. I don't want to take my attention away from the group. We're having a nice little play group. Hello. She's joining us today with her wisdom. What do you got to tell us today, Miss? How are you guys? I've been awake for 5.5 hours. You have been up for 5.5 hours. I actually got up really early today, so I got up at 6:30. So it's what, 9:30. So I've been up for 3 hours. I just got out of the shower. I've just been walking the dog and being a slug this morning. So I'm just trying to really shake it out. I am kind of sleepy. I haven't had enough caffeine, can you tell? I'm really addicted. So we're talking about growth spurts today. I want to know how many of you feel as if you're going through a growth spurt, and do you realize what it feels like to go through a growth spurt through a spiritual growth spurt? Because it doesn't always feel good. Growth spurts don't always feel good. Stop eating the book. She's just going to be a little pest today, a little rotten pest. How's the doggy? The doggy is doing quite well. The doggy's mama, Caroline, is moving back in with me. So a couple nights ago she showed up. I think I told you that she was kind of flipping out yesterday because she got Caroline back. So we've been kind of sharing her. I got her up early this morning, took her out. She was so sleepy. And Caroline has her dress, so she's got a little funny t-shirt on. She has doggy clothes. She's got a little funny t-shirt on. It looks like a sleep shirt. And she's got her little sleepy eyes. And she was so tired. I pulled her out of bed. She was all snuggled in with Caroline. And I was like, come on, we're going to go take her a walk like we always do. Hi, Linda. So little sleepy dog went out, and it took forever for her to do anything because she just was wanting to go back to bed. She's just like me. She's like, I don't want to take a walk yet. It's too early. It was 6:30. She's like, we don't get up this early. So she's a little off. Hi, Scarlett. She's okay. The doggy's okay. The kitty decided to give her a little swat today, but it's only a swat. It wasn't a killer. It wasn't all of her nails worn out. It wasn't Freddy Krueger. So they're learning slowly to figure out their pecking order, and that's okay. I expected that the cat was going to have to make sure to smack the dog a couple of times to let her know she's boss. So it's okay. They're doing all right. They're doing okay. I think I said hi to everybody that's here. So growth spurts. Let's see. Whoops. You want to see my other direction? There we go. Scarlett says I've been through mine and it meant now in the flow. Yeah, for a while. I don't know if you're anything like me, but I never get enough growth. I am just like a glutton for punishment. It's like, okay, that was great, but every time I come out the other side, it's so huge. The abilities are so heightened these days. It's like I'm like a child in a candy store. I'm like, yeah, I want that too. Yeah, I want that. Yeah, so just go ahead. We'll go through this growth spurt if it'll help me to get a little further along. I don't know what it is in me that makes me want to just keep getting more and more and more of something. Stronger abilities. Hi, Carol Allen. So nice to see you guys in the morning. It's Tuesday, for those of you who don't know. I'm still in the mode of, what day is it? I got no idea. What do I got to do today? I wake up and I'm like, what is it? What's today? I think time is disappearing. I do. I think time is just melting. It's going away. Everything, I think that's where it is. Thank you. Everything is changing. And the ego is not dealing well with it all the time. I've had some struggles. My ego has been had some mood swings. Not like I used to. I used to really be affected. I've got a lot more buffering around me. I ask for help now. It's not as bad as it used to be, but I do feel like the world as we once knew it is melting away slowly. And it's happening in it's not happening in a way that we can just all of a sudden it's different. It's just this slow melting away. I was actually saying that yesterday. I felt like my life is kind of melting. I had this sense of what's going on. Things feel different. My daughter called me yesterday. She's back up in Chicago, and she was feeling it too. She's very sensitive, and she called me. She said, I just needed to hear your voice. She said, I feel like everything is just kind of collapsing in somehow. And I could totally relate with her. That's what it felt like for me too. It feels like something is really different, and I can't quite place my finger on it. And my ego is really struggling. My higher self, when I pull myself into there, it's like, oh, everything's fine. It's okay. It's right where it's supposed to be. And my ego's like, no, something's going on. And it's afraid. And I don't know if you guys are in that same kind of battle. It's a really strange place to be. It just feels like things are we're coming to a head. Something is about to really happen. And my ego is totally afraid of change. And yet I'm really good at moving out of that fear mode and moving into, well, change can be really good. And so I have to keep talking to myself all the time. So I'd like to see, that's my discussion place this morning. That's where my brain is going. What are you feeling? Alyssa, I keep hearing an entity now. All of a sudden I'm almost overwhelmed with a sort of mantra. I hear words broken up by everyday sounds like doorbells, laughs, and breath. The words in between are yellow, 11, and some others that I cannot always grasp. It's almost like music and impossible to ignore. I'd like to know who or what it is. That's angels. Let me feel it out. But I feel like you're hearing your angels now. Because when you're hearing it and it sounds like music, that's kind of like, the angels don't come through just like you would expect. Like we just expect that our angels or our guides are going to come through and just talk to us. Wouldn't it be nice if they could? They don't have the same speech patterns. They don't speak the way that we do. They speak through, it's like a musical tone. It's in tones. Does that make sense? So when spirit tries to come through, and it could be spirit, it could be loved ones, it could be that the veil is becoming so thin for you that you're really hearing the other side, and that's probably the best solution that I can give you. And so you're not going to hear it just exactly like you would hear somebody else walk up and talk to you. You're hearing it in like echoes or like musical tones. It's sometimes it's the sound. That's why we're so affected by singing bowls and by drums and by different tones, because spiritually, on a spiritual level, we still have that different way of communicating. It's like they don't need to use words on the other side. They can communicate. I've been getting that a lot. Let me bring that up to you. I've been getting that a lot, like we can communicate telepathically, and I've been feeling like I'm doing that with people, especially Jim. It's so weird. It's like I'll be thinking about talking to him about something, and then he'll come in and start talking to me. Before I have a chance to talk to him, he starts talking to me about it, and I'm like, what? Or the other day, he woke me up. He wasn't even here, and I heard him. It was like he was right here in the room with me saying good morning, and I'm like, I woke up, and I'm like, where is he? And he wasn't here. So I think it's all more growth. When I talk about growth spurts, it can be painful. Growth spurts it can be confusing, and it can also be really incredible. Are we coming to a place where humanity is literally learning how to communicate telepathically? I wonder if that's it, Alyssa, too. If we're learning the communication of... I have this class starting in July. For anyone that's interested, it's not a free class. This one is that it's being set up in a way that you do have to pay for, but it's going to be so worth it because it's all about voice of the spirit, and that's where I'm being led by spirit, and I'm not able to do. They allow me the outlines. They're allowing me parts of this, so I kind of have an idea of where it's going to start and where it's going to go. And yet, it's truly going to be a channeled message. It's going to be a channeled lesson that's going to teach us about how to find that spiritual voice, how to change the way, the tones, how to bring in. They want us to really focus on the vocal cords and on the throat chakra, and allowing for a different form of communication, a form of communication that's going to speak to people's hearts. Thank you for that. That's how it's coming through to me, and it's not going to be anything like anything you've seen before. It's not going to be anything like I've seen before. I don't even know where they're going with this. This is like I turn myself over and I'm going to let them do the teaching through me. So it's going to be interesting. That's all I'm going to say. I'm excited about it because I have always been in teacher mode. I've always loved to teach people, but I've never really done it in a structured way before. So it's like not in this kind of group. Kids, of course. I've always taught kids. But to come into something like this and just to allow myself to become that, take on that role and allow the messages to work through me to help you to keep yourself clear, to help you to open up certain chakras, to let this energy flow so that you literally take on the voice of the angels, the voice of spirit. So you're bringing that up. It's funny that I love how these things just coincide with each other. We're just talking about getting this class started yesterday. It was on Sunday, I think it was, the Enlightened World Network. Dr. Ruth Anderson was talking about this new class coming. Now you're talking about this, Alyssa, this different kind of hearing. This is what's coming through, and this is what I'm being given to teach through this class. So I'm excited about it, really. And we'll have more details coming soon. I don't want to turn this into an advertisement, but it's important that you guys know that these things are coming, that they're available to you, because it's these growth spurts that we're trying to go through. When I first started to wake up, I would feel all of this energy, and I didn't know where it was coming from. I was like, what in the world is going on? And what do I do with it? And I've had to work a long time on my own to figure out how to integrate this energy, to allow it to come through, getting signals from other people, getting messages from spirit, and allowing it to evolve. So now we're in this place of, okay, it's really evolving and it needs to be shared. And so let's just see where it goes. I'm all about just letting spirit take it, do what they do, whatever it is. Let's see what you guys got. Stacy Small, Lord, thank you for popping in. I think I got everybody else. Alyssa, I don't like the word entity because I feel like it's more than one. I feel like you're just hearing. I feel like that the veil is so thin and your third eye is opening up and you're getting some clear audience coming in really solidly. And as your gifts are developing, you're hearing maybe your guides, your angels. You could be hearing earthbound spirits. You could be, because make sure that you're setting yourself up with some protective, ask Archangel Michael to come in and protect you and hold your vibration high. And then just be patient with it, because that's the beginning of the third eye. Really, I would hear things and I'm like, what is that? And I would just write it down. And oftentimes it led me to some place or somebody. I clearly heard Paul's name. That's how I started working with Paul. Listen to it, write it down. If it doesn't make sense, write it down anyway. It may start to make sense later on, like little puzzle pieces coming together. Does that make sense? Let's see, who else? Wendy says, Alyssa Shepherd, if it isn't bothering you, if so, ask for it to be cleared and put in the white light to be cleared. You can do that too. If you feel like it's an entity and you don't want it, But if it's truly your third eye opening up, and it's kind of, you always have control. You can ask that I need to sleep now. I don't want to hear this. But my suggestion would be to relax into it, to ask, to be like, okay, make sure that you're holding yourself in a higher vibration. Make sure that you're not drawing in that when you're in a lower vibration and you're depressed and sad and all that, you'll pull in that lower vibrational energy that sometimes isn't all that nice to have around. And you can ask Archangel Michael at any point to clear that energy for you. He's right there waiting. You don't need somebody else to do that for you. But if it's just little words that come to me, I've been having more and more and more just seeing things or hearing things, and I'm like a child. I'm like, wow, let me spend some time on that. I'm interested in that. I feel like, wow, that's my third eye is really opening up. That's interesting. I'm not afraid. I don't live in fear of it. You'll know when it's something that you need to be rid of, because it'll feel icky. It doesn't feel good. Lower vibrational energies, earthbound spirits, they don't feel good to have around you. You'll feel cold. You'll feel negative energy. Then you want to be wary of it. You want to make sure that you ask to have a clearing. But if it doesn't feel bad to you, if your heart is like, oh, it's okay, it's just happening, relax. You're just opening up. Okay. It's overwhelming. You can turn down the volume, Alyssa. Just ask your angels, ask your guides to turn down the volume on that. I need to rest. It's kind of, I got to do other stuff. I'll come back to you. I've had entities. I don't like the word entity, but I've had earthbounds that I'll walk right through their energy. I'm like, stay here. You can't come with me. You can't attach to me. No attachments. I don't allow that. But I will come back to you, and I walk back to where I felt them, and we'll do what we need to do, whether it's clearing their energy, helping them to cross over, or whatever it is. But you have control. You can say, no, not right now. Not right now. Lisa Allen Aiken, thank you for watching. I hope that little empath child of yours is doing well. And both of them, the little girly too. So sweet. Tanya, thank you for popping in. Good morning. They are energy, so they will speak through moving energy, sound, and light. Our energy, exactly. Yeah, the angels, I'm sure that's what you're talking about, so that you hear this different tone, don't you? It's almost like that's when she said it was coming through like musical tones. That sounds angelic, doesn't it? Chetta, thank you for watching me. Hello and good morning. Yesterday, Tanya says, yesterday was very melancholy for me, like I was grieving a relationship being over, and it is. It is a relationship with my old self. Yes, I'm not celebrating the fact that you were sad, but you are talking about something that so many other people that I've been speaking to are experiencing. It's like as we're letting go of this lower vibrational stuff, as we're moving out of that solid ego having control of us, we really grieve the ego, don't we? We're like, I kind of miss that old me. And even if you don't know that you're missing that old you, hi Terry, sometimes you'll still feel that grief, that sense of I've lost something and I want to find it, I want it back again. Ego always wants to pull us back in. No matter how high up you go, ego says, well, let's go back to the old way. Wasn't it cool when you didn't have to even think about this stuff, when you could just like go through life and you and you're like, no. Jim and I were just talking about that this morning. No, it wasn't cool. It wasn't cool to be on my nose. It wasn't cool to I can't imagine going back to being that person that only worried about how I was going to pay the bills and what was for dinner and who was going to wash the dishes and all that, gosh, all that physical stuff. We still got to do it, but it's so beautiful going into this 5D, 7D reality where we're seeing the end to racism, to hate, to separation, to all of that. We're seeing an end to having to watch the clock, having to work for a living, having to, all that lower stuff. And we're finally getting to where we've always wanted to be. I don't want to go back there anymore. No matter how much sometimes I'm like, there's the ego is like, I'm going to pull you back a little bit. I'm like, no, ego. No, I'll sit and rest in this a little bit because I'm feeling really kind of like a little sad because I've lost a piece of myself. I'm going to grieve myself. I'm going to feel that, and then I'm going to keep moving forward, and I'm not afraid of that kind of loss. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. The easier you're able to shed those parts of you that are no longer useful. I don't got to live in that anymore. I don't gotta be afraid all the time. I don't gotta be jealous. I don't gotta be, wishing that I had that guy's car. I don't gotta go play golf. I guess if I want to, I could, but it seems so ridiculous to me. Sorry, I had to throw that in. We just get to a place where we can just be, man, like I don't really need anything. I'm walking through the woods and I feel heaven under my feet. And I hug a tree and I'm like, I can feel you, tree. I can feel your heartbeat. I don't want to go back to when I couldn't feel the way that I do now. As difficult as it is to keep making this spiritual progress, as hard as it can be sometimes to let go of those lower vibrational parts of me, I am always so happy to come back out the other side. Yay. Growth spurt again. Yay. I made it through it. Think about when you were a child or a teenager and your body was growing. It wasn't easy. These kids, I watch my daughter, she'll grow an inch a night, and her body hurts. And of course it hurts because it's going through some huge growth while she's sleeping. It's going to ache and it's going to hurt. Spiritual growth spurts are like that too. We go into this little pit. I used to call it a mud bath. I called it a mud puddle until someone told me I could call it a mud bath, and that felt more positive, and then it felt like fun time. We go into those places, we get kind of stuck, we feel kind of sad, we feel kind of hurt, we feel we're grieving, we're losing a part of ourselves, and it's difficult. And when we breathe, and we relax, and we remember to love ourselves, and we remember self-care, and we take excellent care, and we drink a lot of water, and we get out in nature, and we do all these things that our bodies require of us, we don't suffer as much. It's not as difficult. And when we come out the other side, we're wiggling our wings. We're like, guess what? I just climbed out of my cocoon again. I have my wings. And we often think that once we got our wings, we're done. Guess what? I think we just keep shedding those wings and we keep getting new ones. We keep going back into that cocoon again, because there's no end to the amount of the possibilities for growth for our soul. There's no end. Steve has made that clear. He's like, I never stop growing. I'm never going to stop expanding, learning. It's our constant, even after we leave the body, we continuously have the opportunity to grow and to learn and to go back into the cocoon for a little bit and to come back out with new wings. I want new wings. I want wings that work even better this time. I want wings that are going to take me even higher this time. So I'm just encouraging you. I know this weekend has been a big growth spurt for me because I can feel it, and I feel my wings on my back today. I've come back out of the cocoon feeling even better than when I went in. And I know I'll go through this again, and I know I'll go through it again after that, and it's okay anymore. I've learned that, okay, this is temporary. It's going to pass. I'm down in the hole right now. Things are kind of rough. My world feels like it's crumbling, and it's okay. The world is changing. The ego is not dealing well with all of these changes. And the earth is going to, when we come out the other side, we're not even going to recognize ourselves anymore. And just know that what we see on the other side of this, you're going to be so grateful and so thankful that you got to be a part of it. So I do know that much. Let me see what you got. I'll put on, one of these days I'm going to see if I can fix my new glasses because I dislike these immensely. Chemistry, I love your name. Thank you for joining us. I moved through the changes too. I didn't like change, but it's coming quickly now. I'm on board. I won't be left behind. No being left behind. We will just keep pulling each other along, don't we? We're always looking for our soul families, those teachers, those support systems. And as we're doing that, we're like, okay, I see that you're falling behind. Let me grab your hand and pull you up. let me at least, the least I can do, which is a magnificent effort, is to go back and sit with that person for a little bit. You're down. I don't need to pull you right back out of that. I need to let you be in that place. And you can be in that cocoon. It's okay. That mud puddle, whatever you want to call it. You need that time of rest. That time where you've been growing and growing and growing. And it's okay to be still for a little while. And it's okay to feel those emotions. Your soul is perfectly okay with grief and sadness and anger and all that. It flourishes on all the growth that's created from those down times. It's like, thank you, I just learned from that, thank you. It doesn't judge. The soul does not judge good or bad. It just experiences. it's the observer. It's up here someplace and it's looking down and it's going, oh, interesting. little so-and-so is down there crying and having a difficult time. That's interesting. I'm just going to be here. I'm not going to judge that because it's another opportunity to grow. So there's no judgment in that, okay? Wendy, my husband and I do that telepathy. I believe that that's a twin flame thing, isn't it? When you get into a relationship where you realize that you're talking about the same thing, or you suddenly are in the same place, but you had no idea how you got there. We do that. I was given that in my just waking up. You can talk to him right now, and I'm like, no, he's someplace else. Like, I'm here. He's someplace else. I'm like, no, try it. And I've done it, and I'm like, holy crap, we can. We're doing it. So it's pretty interesting, you guys. This is such a magical time to be alive. Let yourselves go through these growth spurts, because when you come out the other side, you're going to go, oh my gosh, guess what I can do? You ever seen that? The kids used to watch some crazy show, and it was a grown man, and he acted like a child, Stewie. My daughters do it. Caroline does it perfectly. She does this funny little dance thing, and she goes, look what I can do. And every time I say that, I'm like, well, I see that little funny character in my daughter doing it. Look what I can do. But it feels like that, doesn't it? We're like little children, and we're like, guess what I can do? I never knew I could do that. And now I know I can. Wow. That's what I feel like anyway. I'm like a little child today. Sorry. Lynn, thank you for popping in. I haven't seen you for a while. Let's see who else we got. Alyssa, quite possibly. I first heard this particular sound and pattern when I took DMT, and that time began to channel and thought it wasn't like being possessed, as I would have forced it to stop. I let it control me. I was told that I was receiving a download, not to be afraid, and that I would know what it means to be an oracle. That's really beautiful. That's incredible. As it was, as it is, as it always will be. There are some things I said. These are some things I said. That's beautiful. It does feel like when you start to learn how to step completely out of ego, and that's a learning process. In order to really channel, you got to be able to shut that ego down. And when you start to shut the ego down, that higher self starts coming into the building and bringing you these things, and you're like, wow, where did that come from? I don't even know how I know that. So there's a lot of growth, Alyssa. It sounds like you got a lot of stuff going on. Try to relax into it. Ask for your bubble of protection from Archangel Michael, however you ask for that. White light, whatever blue. People have different ways of asking for that. It's mostly in your intention of knowing that you are safe and protected always, that your angels are always with you. Relax into it. Hold your vibration up high, knowing that if you fall down into a lower, you could be hearing some scary stuff. Keep yourself way up here. Work at yourself to hold yourself in that higher vibration, and then know that those messages that are coming through are coming up from a higher realm, and just relax into them and listen. Just listen. Maybe once you get the message, it'll shut off. I know Steve does it that way. He'll bring in a song or some kind of, and I'll keep hearing it and hearing it and hearing it and hearing it, and then he does it to other people too, so I know it's for real. Once I get the message, once I listen to the song, I'll know right where that message is that I needed. Our angels work that way. They send messages in whatever means they can. So if it's something that keeps on repeating, it may be something that you need to hear. So just pay attention to it. Don't be afraid. Don't live in fear. Fear is lower vibrational energy. It sucks you down into that lower realm. Ask for protection, then be at peace and know you're protected, and see what comes of it. That's my way of looking at it. Somebody else may disagree, but that's how I do things. It works for me. Wendy, Scarlett, now I cannot bake a cake to save my life. I'm absolutely useless. Must be a joke from Spirit. Oh. What is this, Scarlett? I just saw you baking cakes. You guys are having a cute little conversation. Wendy, I have a dull ache on my forehead. Let's focus some energy on that. When we're going to do a meditation here in a few minutes. We'll focus some energy. Sometimes it's just blocked. This little pineal gland. There's so much action going on there right now. You got a lot of third eye stuff going on. So if there's a dull ache, we just need to clear that energy. Allow it to flow. It's just maybe blocked up a little bit. Wendy's baking spirit cakes. Bake me one, would you please? Let's see. Scarlett, wonder why I got shown that. Oh, you saw Wendy baking cakes? Spend some time with it. There's something there for you. Let's see. Scarlett Patterson, as a joke, my family in spirit knows I'm useless with cake baking. You're apparently... I don't know what it is. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but there's something there. She's seeing. Baking cake can mean a lot of things. I have never been good at dream interpretation, so I just step back away from that stuff. Peter used to teach me a lot about it, and I was always like, oh, okay, I hadn't even thought about it that way. He could put a spin on it that was like, that makes perfect sense. I love people that can do that. Scarlett Patterson, ask for the winning lottery numbers. That's what Wendy's saying. That has yet to happen for me. You know what I get whenever I think I'm going to play the lottery? They're like, you already won the lottery. Stop trying. You already won the lottery. You don't need to play. You're fine. We got you. I'm like, okay. Thank you for that. And then I just back off. Let's see. Scarlett, of course, spirit jokes like that. Steve jokes with me all the time. Here's the thing, is that people think that, okay, Steve really evolved. This is how he's shown it to me. He really did evolve as a spiritual being. We have so many layers. So a part of us who is that personality will stay around our loved ones. We will recognize them because they will still come through like we remember them. And yet there's so many layers of us so that his higher self, whatever part is, can just expand and grow as big as it wants to grow. And sometimes I experience him like that. I'm like, oh, pure source energy. Wow, he's incredible and he's so smart. And sometimes he still comes through as the Batman, as a jokester. Sometimes he still is like, does something silly to somebody. I have a good friend, and he'll go to her, and she'll be trying to drink water, and she's like, she feels him around her, and all of a sudden the water tips and spills all over her. I think that's pretty funny. I don't know what he's got with her, but he thinks it's hilarious to pick on that one. So my answer to you is, my understanding is that we still do keep a piece of that personality. So if that person was very silly and was a jokester in life, then oftentimes they'll come through silly as a jokester after life too. Good morning, Terry. I think I said good morning to you, but I know I did once. I'm going to say it again because I see your good morning. I'm so glad to see you. I missed you this morning on the morning show. I have just been totally zoning lately. My mornings, I had a visitor here this morning, so I was talking, so I couldn't get on it. And yesterday I slept in. I've been sleeping so much later. My body just seems to need it. I actually have to set an alarm, and I never used to have to set alarms to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Let's see. Wendy, Scarlett Patterson, of course, they still have their personalities that they have in Earth, and exactly what we were just talking about. Hold now. Let's see. It's my auntie's birthday on the 26th. Remember those birthdays. Let's see. No going back, Terry. Exactly. We're not going back, only forward. We have these little slides. We're like moving ahead really good, and then we just kind of slide back just a little bit, and we're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose everything. I've lost it all. I've got to start all the way back at square one. And it doesn't work like that. We slide back, we get a little rest time, and it feels a little uncomfortable because we feel like we've lost progress somehow. But then we get shot right out like an arrow after we take that rest. So we just really have to remember to cut ourselves some slack, don't we? Hi, Lynn. Nice to see you, Lynn Cook. That's a newbie. We're at 11, now we're at 13. I love the number 13. That's the number I'm seeing. I don't even look at it, and then all of a sudden I go, oh, 13. I am a 31-4. My daughter, my oldest, is a 13-4. So those 4s are always a number for me. I'll see them often. Wendy, when you said wings, I thought of one of my favorite songs, Flying Without Wings, a Westlife. I love Westlife. I'll have to look that up. I've probably heard it, Flying Without Wings, so I'll have to look it up today. Linda, I'm just coming out of this cocoon. So glad you talked about this today. I don't have any idea what I'm gonna do when I when I sit down most of the time, Linda. Truly, it's spirit directed. It's like, okay, this is what you're gonna talk about now. Okay. They usually give me 2 or 3 words. It was growth spurt. I'm like, okay, I can work with that. So thank your guides, thank our angels. We're all so connected to each other. And it helps that I'm just coming out of a growth spurt too. I've been coming out of growth spurts all the time. I can't seem to stay away from them. I'm like, oh, I'm doing great. And then all of a sudden it's like, here we go again. I don't think they're cutting us much slack anymore. That's what I think's going on. It's like, you got to do this. You've got to do this now, young lady, because you have put this off long enough. You're going to do it. My guides are like being pushy. Let's see. Joanne Wiskin. That's a new name. Are these people you're pulling in, Wendy? Because I think your friends are joining us now. Scarlett, the inner child work has helped so much good. That's what it's all about. We start, the way it was given to me, you start with self-love. You got to love you first. And then once you really can learn to love you as you are, look in the mirror and say, I love you. And I know you're still going to have those down days where you're going to give yourself a hard time, but mostly, you can love yourself through it. Then you go looking for that little one inside of you, however many little ones, you got a whole classroom in there, trust me. And you start working with them, and you start teaching them love, and to be loved, and to accept love, and that they are loved. And as those little children come out to play, they start to feel more and more secure. They stop hiding, and all of your creativity comes out with them, and all of your imagination, and pretty soon that imagination is creating a better life for you. You're like, oh my gosh. Like, it helped me so much to stop living in that grown-up world and believing that things weren't real. All that belief system that told me that those things weren't real. When I let them go, I was like, oh, I found out that they are real. It's okay to have a dragon flying around my head. It's okay to see fairies in the forest. It's okay to play with my imagination. It's okay. It's not only okay, it's a necessity. It's a requirement to a light worker to get back into the place of the inner child, to learn how to use that strong manifester that's inside, because it's your child. That child has got all that creativity and imagination, and it requires imagination. It really does. The more you imagine your fairy tale land, the more you imagine this life that you've always dreamt of, the better you get at really seeing yourself in those spaces. You gotta just don't just say, I want this. Can you see yourself? Can you see yourself with that car? Can you see yourself with that person, that special person in your life? Can you see that yourself living in that place that you've always wanted to live? Can you lay back and just envision all these things actually already happening? Because if you've already asked for them, they're already in some realm, they're already happening. Put yourself there. It's true. That's how powerful we are. You can just create the energy of having that thing and then let go. Okay, I've already got it. I don't got to keep asking for it. Every time I ask for it, I'm just creating that sense of scarcity. I don't have it yet. I'm seeing that I don't have it again, and I'm asking for it again. Just create that energy of it. The energy of, I'm going to own this whole block. I can feel it. I want that house, and I want that house, and I want that house. I want all of my children to have a home here close to me. I see it. I want to own this neighborhood. I want to be the mayor of this little neighborhood that I live in. I saw myself doing that, and I still feel it. I love it here so much. I want to create a space where all of my family can gather together, where I can have a healing center, where I can, and then I just lay back and I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see that happening. I just know it. I know I'm gonna have this. That's where everything changes. It sounds kind of crazy, but it's true. You got to get yourself in that place where you just feel it. Not just think it. Not just talk about it. Feel it. Feel yourself there. That's what changes it. Hiya, Wendy, Joanne says. Let's see. Experiences. Yes, it's being so in tune with one another. Perfect. Yes, exactly. Joanne, I will send you some photos of Naughty Boy Jet. I think that's a dog. I used to live at number 13 with my grandmother. That's cool, Wendy. I think we get our kicked if we don't. This is a family show. I can't actually say that. I say it all the time, but I can't say it here, I don't think. So yeah, if we don't work with I think you're going back to the inner child work and the learning to love ourselves. You're right. We get our butts kicked, don't we, when we don't. It's not that anyone's up there just trying to punish us in any way. There's no punishment. It's just that we need wake-up calls. We need something to wake us back up to the truth of who we are. And that is not always an easy call, is it? It can be really difficult and painful, those wake-up calls that we get. It's all experience. We don't like it. So learn, do the absolute, when you go through these lower vibrational experiences, these things that are really painful and difficult to go through. Sorry, there's a squirrel just running right down the middle of the street. I get distracted. When you're going through those things, if a bear follows, then we're really going to have a show. When we're going through those things, we need to remember to rise above. Get up in the crow's nest. Get up there above and look down on it and say, I'm not going to judge this. I don't want to judge this experience. It's not anything that I did wrong. I'm not being punished. I am not a victim. I'm a powerful creator, and it's happening because somehow it's an experience that my soul requires of me. And I'm going to go through it with grace and whatever it takes. Just whatever it takes. I'm not going to let it stop me. I've called this in somehow. All the experiences. I wrote my own book. I'm the one that called this in. I'm the one that made this plan. I'm the one that decided to go through these things. Do you see how it changes when you talk to yourself that way? I keep doing that with you guys, this affirmation thing where I change into that, because that's what you need to be. You start to fall into these things. Start talking nice to yourself. Start finding a way to dig your way back out with words. Start talking, because the ego is always listening. You're not, people are so worried about talking to themselves, but the ego, your body, is always listening to you. If you're talking all the time about being sick, if you're talking all the time about getting the possibility of getting sick, if you're talking all the time about politics and racism, and of course we have to discuss these things, but we discuss it in the right energy. We discuss it in a way that we're not drawing it to ourselves. We're not like all negative and, we're putting all that energy into it. Because when we do that, it's just like, it just comes right at us. The universe is like, well, if that's what you want, all right. It's not like they're going, well, I gotta punish you now. They're going, well, okay, you're the boss. You chose to go through that. You're the one that put out the energy. We're just responding to your energy. The universe, like we talked about earlier, they don't necessarily respond to our words. They respond to the energy that we're putting into those words. So what kind of energy are you putting into what you're saying? Remember that you're very powerful, that you actually are creating the energy that comes back at you. So if you're sitting there going, why is my life so horrible? And that person over there everything just seems to flow to them. They're just putting out the right energy. They're putting out the energy of love. We only have love and fear. So whatever vibrations they're putting out, it's on the love side. Joy, gratitude, peace, happiness, love, all that stuff comes from over here. And as you're putting all your energy over here, it draws more of that energy into you. And your life just becomes more and more magical. And when you get sucked into this side, which it's easy. My kids have been pulling me over that side some this week. My world can feel like it's crumbling a little bit because I'm allowing, because I'm so powerful. I'm talking to myself now. This is good. Because I'm so powerful and I allow myself to fall into their negativity and their lower vibrational energy, I am powerful, so powerful in my own world that I'm actually pulling that into myself. And then I'm like, and into my world too. Does that make sense? Be there for them. Love them. Don't let them pull you in. Don't get pulled into the quicksand of negativity. Rise above. Stay up here someplace. Acknowledge them. Love them. Let them go. I love you. I let you go. I love you. I let you go. You got this little worry. I love you. And just go ahead. Like if you want to stay there, it's okay. I love you. I'm sending you some positive energy. I'm sending you some love. Snip. that cord or attachment that they try to get onto you. Cut it. No more umbilical cords. I love them. They have to have their experiences in life. I've already had those experiences. I don't have to experience all that lower vibrational energy. I've already done that, been there. My soul's already had that lesson. There's nothing bad about that. You don't need to feel guilty about not allowing yourself to go through those negative things again. You've already done it. You're not in kindergarten anymore. You're off. You've graduated from college, probably, all of you guys. So you don't have to stay in that lower vibrational stuff. And understand, those people that can't catch up to you, they're still in kindergarten. There's nothing wrong with them either. They haven't graduated college yet like you have. They're still in kindergarten. Just love them. I love you. And I'm going to be here for you. And I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to listen to you when you want me to listen. I'm going to be your friend. I'm going to come, sit with you, but I don't have to be in that muddy mud with you. I can sit on the sidelines and listen to you while you're flopping around in the dirt and the mud. I don't got to be sucked into it. I want you guys to know that I'm talking to myself as much as you today. I've got my own lessons they're giving me. It's funny how I get them and then here, have it. Must be all of us are going through a collective thing. So let's see. Kim says, yes, experiences. Yes, experiences. We're just experiencing. It's just an experience. Joanne Whisk in Hand reared my dog Jet from a tiny puppy. Very sweet. Let's see. Wendy, you're right. It's being in tune with one another. Joanne Whiskin, I will say, we already did that. I fell behind. Alyssa, I just finished the Crow's Nest chapter in the book. Exactly. It's one I go to all the time. The Crow's Nest, standing above, looking down. Well, just look down. It's just experience. Yes, it's a mess down there, but you don't got to be a part of it. It's just experience. Rise above. Be the observer sometimes. Linda, my grandmother would write a thank you note to God for something, knowing it would come to pass if it was supposed to. After she passed, we found these thank you notes in all kinds of places. So sweet. We had so much fun reading them and saw that they had all happened the way that was best. Exactly. Isn't that sweet that she left you all those notes so that you could go back and see how powerful she was? She had it figured out, didn't she? Scarlett, go get that simple little book. You do that. It's right on Amazon. It's easy to get a hold of. But it's there's just something about it. I step aside on that book because it's like there's something about the energy of Paul and I working together and Caleb putting his artwork into it and spirit channeling through us, that it came through very, very simple, very easy to read, and when you read it, it changes you. It just has the ability to really open up doors that you didn't think possible. I don't understand it. I don't need to understand it. I just know that it's channeled, that spirit works through that book. So if you don't have it yet, it's Anchorlight. It's on Anchorlight and Awakening to Your Greatest Treasure. It's on Amazon and Barnes and Noble, I'm pretty sure. And you can just search my name. It's under Diane Ellison Beyersdorfer. Or you can, I think it comes up under Paul Wyrostek too. Either one of us. All right. So it is late. We can spend about 10 or 15 minutes on a meditation. Anybody that wants to join me. I still see the number 12. I'm not sure how many people are here. But I got my feet on the floor. I hope yours are on the floor too. We're going to call in ego, step aside for just a few minutes. Let's work from that Holy Spirit higher self that you are. If you haven't been told that yet, you have a higher self that is within you, that is also so connected to the other side. There really isn't any other side. We're all so right here. But that's the part of you that has not been damaged by life at all. It's beautiful. It's full of wisdom. You actually have these different parts, and this part of you is so wise and so filled with love. And so it's tapping into that part. So let's tap into the Holy Spirit higher self of each one of us for a few minutes. And let me see. I agree. I've always felt like I was a pirate. And it lines up with my experiences personally. That very good. There's something about the pirate energy in that book that's so special. I can't explain it. I've got pirate stuff all over my house. I love I'm sure the real-time pirates weren't very nice people, but nowadays we see pirates as being powerful and interesting and always looking for buried treasure. And that was the idea of the book, was all of us are looking for that buried treasure within ourselves. And what is the buried treasure within ourselves? Exactly what I was just talking about. They brought me full circle again. It's that higher self. It's that part of us that is just perfection. I can't even tell you, if I hadn't been told to go looking for my higher self, I wouldn't have known that I was there for a long time. We're in there. So let's see if we can, all of you that are here with me, I don't know how many of you have done this with me before, but let's introduce each one of us. Let's introduce our higher selves into the room. So we're calling Archangel Michael into this healing space. It is just safe and protected. He's wrapping all of us up in white light of protection so that we are safe and so that nothing, no lower vibrational energies will enter this space. And as we're doing that, I would like you each to envision yourselves differently. Just take a big breath, and as you're breathing deeply, imagine that inside of you is this golden light being. It's just the most beautiful, I can't describe. I don't want to call this part of you a person necessarily. You can envision your higher self any way that you would like to, whether it's a ball of energy, whether it's a light being that looks human, that is all filled with golden light. You decide. You decide. You know yourself. Look inside of yourself and just breathe deeply. And as you fill up that heart space, get it really, really big. As big, imagine it like a balloon, and you're blowing it up bigger and bigger and bigger. And when it feels so big that it can't stay inside of your chest, just release. That's your higher self coming into the room. So go and try that. Nice. We're all centered. We're getting all centered together. I can feel them working with us. We're just surrounded by angels right now. They're bringing each one of us into this healing space. It's like a crystal cave. It's a cave, but it's clear. And there's crystals. It's filled with crystals. Shiny, white, glimmery crystals everywhere you look. And the light shines through, and there's prisms. I hear water running close by. It's good to be close to water. It's very grounding. And as we're here together, we're gathered in this circle. Each one of us, these beautiful light beings. Each one of you is powerful and just nothing but love. There's nothing that's lower vibrational within your higher self. Nothing but love and wisdom. Can you see yourself? Can you see yourself in this circle? Each one of us are joining hands. We're around, I see like a fireplace. It's burning, but nothing's actually burning. It doesn't need any wood. It doesn't need food. It just burns. And we're standing around it, hand in hand. And I hear some chanting. I hear some music in the background. I hear angels, tones. And we're surrounded by angels, and they're bringing us this light energy, this beautiful growth, this upgrade. To remember who you really are. That as you get back into your physical self in just a little while, that you will remember this beautiful light being. Remember your own perfection. And continue to breathe deeply into your physical. Allow some healing energy to clear away any blocks, cords, or attachments. Anything that you're ready to release at this time, you can just open up your hands and let it go. The angels are coming in. Source energy, God. There is this white light that's being poured down on your head, right through your crown. So allow your physical self to fully relax. So there's a dual healing going on. Your Holy Spirit higher self is in one space. We're all gathered together, allowing for an expansion and some help as we're growing. We're allowing the physical self to receive that, the ego to receive peacefulness and calming, allowing for this growth without so much struggle. So breathe deeply into your heart space. I feel a lot of energy in the forehead. We're asking for healing in the forehead, for some energy to flow through, open up any blocks that are there. Just push them away. I see our golden light beings. Each one, the head is bowed. Angels are coming in over the top, and they're bringing, it's like that each one of us is being tapped on the head right now, just being given something energetically. And each one of us, that is something different. Each one gets a different gift, a different enhancement, a different type of energy. We're all very unique, very different. That's the way we're supposed to be. We each come with our own abilities, with our own light beings, our own soul families, our own purpose. We can each do it our own way, totally unique, and perfectly useful, exactly the way we're supposed to be. I feel the energy now moving down into the throat. Clear your throat, yawn big if you need to, allow for an expansion in your throat, allow for newness and new energy, the angels to speak through you. Breathe into the heart space. Heart is filling up. I feel a little pain in the heart for those of you who are struggling right now. If you're ready to let that pain go, you can just open up your hands. You can release it. Just let go. Go. You're so loved. You're being wrapped up in healing light. Our light beings are, I can see them just lighting up even brighter. It's like every little bit of them is just shining, being polished. Down into the heart, into the solar plexus fairly quickly. Big breath. Breathe into your belly space. Breathe into your heart. Push it on down to your belly. Allow that energy to flow. Envision, set your intention on just releasing and letting that energy flow clearly through you, taking away anything that no longer serves you. We're asking Archangel Michael to come in and sever and release any cords, attachments, any earthbound spirits, anything that's not here for our highest of good. We ask to have it severed, released, removed, transmuted into light. Much better. Nice release. Flowing beautifully down through the solar plexus into the second chakra. Letting go of those past relationships that may have hurt us, that caused us to feel less than what we really are. We're letting go of that old energy. It's just stagnant. Let it go. Don't need it anymore. Let your body heal. Let your psyche heal. Down into the root. Just clearing away the clutter, waking you up. I see the dragon's eyes opening up. You're waking up to the truth of who you are. That energy is flowing down my legs, down your legs, down into over the knees, the lower legs, into the feet. I feel all my feet are on fire, hands out, loose, allowing all of that, anything that's negative, lower vibrational energy to flow right out freely, letting it all go. Down into the earth, all of that energy goes through the feet. You've got beautiful roots rooting you to the earth, making you feel grounded, settled, comfortable here on this planet. It's okay to feel good on this planet. It's okay. You can be at home here. All the way down into the earth, to the crystalline core. And all that energy is being recycled. The earth loves to do that for you. And it's coming back up into the feet, shooting right up your legs, right into your spine. I hope you can feel that heat. It's really incredible. up into the base of your spine, and then it's just going through every chakra, every vertebrae, every bone. We ask for healing in every cell, all of this beautiful healing light to go through every little bit of your body, through your homes, through every crack and crevice, through every person, through those people that live with you, through those pets, clearing all of the negative energy, anything lower vibrational, through those that you love, through those that you're thinking of right now, clearing away some of that grief, allowing for love to put a balm, a healing balm over the pain and the loss. Big energy in the heart space right now. Breathe into your heart. Excellent. I know there's pain there. It's going to take some time for some of you. It's okay. It's okay to be in pain a little bit. It's all right, as long as it takes. There's so much patience, and you're so supported through all of it. Right up through the throat, up through the third eye, shooting right up through your crown. Envision anyone that you want to send healing to. If you want to send it to the earth, to the people of the earth, wherever it needs to go, let's let it go right now, shooting right up out of you like a beautiful rainbow all over the earth. I feel the heat through the head. That's incredible. You all are so powerful. And circling the globe, wherever it needs to go. I see this green energy just lighting up all over the earth. Big breath, integrate all that energy. And now with the next breath, I want you to call that Holy Spirit higher self. The work there is done. They've been all lit up, they're all refreshed. New uploads, downloads, information, upgrades, all of that. They are so ready to join you back in your physical self. Call them back into your heart space right now. Open up your heart. Breathe in deeply. New gifts. They're each bringing new gifts within you. Pay attention. We're always here. We're always speaking. Just listen. You already have your answers. We're right here. All settled in. We're asking Archangel Michael to come through and wrap us each in a beautiful bubble of protection as we go out into our day, feeling whole, complete, no pinpricks. Anything that we are going to experience in the world, that those negative energies would just bounce off, that we can shine brightly within those bubbles. We are safely protected, wrapped up in love. And healing will continue however long it's needed for some of you. 2 or 3 days, you may be feeling a little more tired. Just take good care of yourselves, drink a lot of water, eat right, get some exercise, go sit in nature, whatever feels right, salt baths, take good care of yourself. Help your physical self to catch up. Growth spurts only happen when the physical can't keep up with the spiritual. So we gotta work. We gotta take care of ourselves. Big breath. One more big breath. I want you to just count to 5 just as you come back into your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open up your eyes. Wiggle around a little bit. Bring yourself back out of it. I'm feeling good and settled and grounded. I hope the rest of you felt that too. Alyssa, I can smell incense and feel warmth. That's beautiful. Hi, James Harris. Hope, your son loves pirates. Well, get the book. I agree. I've always felt like I was a pirate. It lines up with my experience. It's beautiful. Alyssa, I think it's a pirate's journey that tugs at me. It's adventures and experience that wizen and season a person. They are powerful, tough, and witty. They can also be hardened by their experiences. And that is where the book comes in, to call the life and joy back into the pirate's heart. That's, Alyssa, I might just use that. That's beautiful. Thank you for that. You are so welcome, Linda. I hope that you feel grounded and centered and all at peace and going out into your day now. That was a beautiful, beautiful time together. So I'm so grateful to each one of you. Grateful to our angels, to all the ascended masters, to Source Energy, God, Jesus. I felt so much energy with us today. All of you, you're higher selves in this building with me was like magic. So thank you for joining me. I'm grateful to you. So grateful for you coming here and sharing this experience with me every day. Please come back tomorrow at 9:30. Let's see what else we got going. Thursday night, 7 o'clock, will be Forever After That with Aaron Robertson and Sharon Rhea. We're going to have another discussion. We'll have a round table, a comfy couch experience afterwards. If anyone's interested in getting into a live discussion where you can openly discuss racial injustice or spiritual injustice or anything that is heavy on your heart, feel free to join us in that space where you can talk and be heard without judgment. And if you're interested in that, you can let me know today. You can answer here, and I'll try to make sure you get a link to Thursday. It'll be on at 7 o'clock Eastern Time Thursday night on Enlightened Living. The live chat will not be on screen live with Facebook. It will be a private discussion where you can speak openly and not be worried that it's going to get out anywhere. So it's a really beautiful, safe experience. So let me know if you're interested in that. Oh, thank you, Alyssa. I'm going to write that down. I really love your description of the book. You're so welcome, Scarlett. You're welcome, Chetta. You are welcome, Carol. All of you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm honored to be a part of this with you. Let's see. Wendy, I always love what you see. Good, Scarlett. Join us. If you want me to, I'll make sure to put you on the list to send you a link because I'd love to see some of you join us in the open discussion time. Wendy, I saw a leaf holding rainwater. I was drinking from it. I felt like I could stay there. You can do that anytime. You can go back and listen and just don't come back out. You can. That's why these are all saved. We put them all on Enlightened World Network's. I've been trying to put them all on my own YouTube, but Enlightened World Network has a YouTube where all of these playgrounds, all of the shows that are on Enlightened World Network, Enlightened Living, they're all there, and you can go back and listen to those meditations anytime you like. Anytime that you listen to them is the right time. It's all in divine timing. Scarlett says that if Wendy will go to the open discussion, she will too. That'll be really late for Wendy, unfortunately. Wendy, you're welcome to come if you want to. What is it? How many hours? 5 hours difference. So at 1 o'clock in the morning, we'll be doing the discussion for you. I think I did that right. So that's what she's talking about. Forever After That, after the show, if you want to be in the live chat with us. So just let me know. I'll be happy to put you in there. Please I'll send you the link. Alyssa, I need to write that down. I'll write it down as soon as I get off. Alyssa, Wendy, I'll send it to you if you want it. You can use it if you're awake. Scarlett, Alyssa, and Wendy so far. Anybody else, just go ahead and answer here. Yeah, it's 1 a.m. Wendy. You can't. Okay. I'll send you guys I got to create the link, and I'll send you a link to the Zoom room. So you join us after the show. The first hour will only be Sharon Rhea, Aaron Robertson, and myself, Chetta. All right. I'm going to go back and look at these. I don't have to write them down. I'll look at them and I'll send you guys links. I look forward to that Thursday. Don't forget, when I send you the link, make yourself a reminder so you can be there after the show, because you will really, really... Sharon Rhea is such an interesting, very, very fair, very level-headed person. You'll love her on the show. She was on Rising Up with Gerald Ann with us the other night. So if you missed that, I can go back and watch the replay on that. And Aaron Robertson is our animal communicator. I've been working with her for probably a year and a half. She's incredible when it comes to animal communication, and she also is very young and has a strong voice, and she is in New Zealand, so we're going to get a whole nother take on racial injustice, so it's going to be an incredible show. So Thursday night, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, be here. All right, you guys, it's late. I've run over again. I love you so much. Thank you for coming to play at the playground again with me today. I am so blessed by all of you. Take good care of yourselves. Carol, yes. Wendy, yes. All right. Wendy, you watched a little. Yes, it was a good show. It had a lot of good information. Caleb is very interesting to listen to too. When we did the after show, my oldest daughter was there, and her roommate was there, who also have these beautiful, intelligent, this generation of young people. There's such hope. There's such hope because they know what's going on. We're just here to shine the light on our issues. They're here to do the action part, and they're doing it in the most fantastic way. So join us Thursday. We'll talk more about it. I gotta go. Somebody's gonna yell at me. I love you guys. Take good care of yourselves today. Bye.